Hello, A Day with Caleb, and we are back celebrating year number 3 of A Day with Caleb YouTube channel. Uh, the kind of origins, I guess, if you will. Dave, summer sickness, we always do Disney trips, and I believe this time he was here. We did a Smiley's, couple Goodwills, couple thrift stores. He encouraged us to start our own channels, and at first, I didn't know if I wanted to do that, but I thought that would be neat, have like a creative outlet, show my collection. A lot of people ask, so now I can just direct them to my channel and they can see, how many movies do I have, what do I collect, full collection videos, that type of thing. But this Day with Caleb, and the logo, of course, done by Dave. Thanks, buddy, for doing that. Because for a long time, I really didn't have a logo per se. But anyway, this channel was not my first foray into YouTube channels. I did have, me and my brother had a YouTube channel, and I'll put pictures here of throughout the video of me talking about stuff. But our first channel was Jack 23 Productions, which we started after high school. Actually, our graduation, someone got us a very nice digital camera back in the day. This was '07. So, it wasn't like a 4K or anything fancy, red camera, none of that. But it was a very nice digital camera, and we could transfer right onto the laptop and edit and do all that. But I'm showing you films we did, me and my brother, and we had our friends kind of dive in and help. I call our group the Wolf Pack because back in the day, we were WCW household. Not really my parents, it wasn't their thing, really. They know some of the wrestlers, but our kind of circle of friends back in the day with school, with church, anywhere we went, you were either WCW or you were WWF, WWE now. You were in one of those two camps. And back in the day, the best storyline going on was the NWO, WCW, the Monday Night Wars, as they used to call them. So our kind of group, I always call the Wolf Pack, because, I won't say I'm Sting in the Wolf Pack, but I'll let you do your own kind of guesses as to who's who. But the Wolf Pack, we kind of did videos together. We would write and I look at it through the lens of like we're parodying some horror, some action, some comedy movies, and kind of making it fun because we had a shoestring budget. We didn't have a lot of people besides the Wolfpack to help us out with movies. So you would see maybe not the best sets in the world. It was our house, so we did what we could. Not the best costumes. We kind of rigged a lot of things. And people had to play multiple characters in a film just because we didn't have a lot of people to work with. But I think that made it fun, and it's okay to laugh at films, especially these, because they were kind of made intentionally to be looked at and laughed at in a good way and be funny. So all of them are kind of common in the comedy parody film uh, category. So if you want to check that channel out, go back and watch some of the early films that we did. And our dog Jack, who was my favorite dog growing up, he was in a lot of those, and I think he was kind of our lucky charm. Didn't have to train him, he would just kind of do his thing. He knew exactly where the camera would be. But all these pictures just brings back a lot of memories. We stopped or kind of disbanded. We weren't like a rock group or anything. A lot of YouTubers start out as in a rock band or part of a rock band. I know we had a drum set one time, but we had to, when we moved, we were always moving uh, early on in our childhood, so we had to give it away essentially to this kid, our schoolmate, because we were moving and we didn't have room, so we never took up drumming lessons, but that would have been cool. Our dad played the drums and saxophone. I think the saxophone would be a cool one to do. But anyway, that was our first channel. Then I had like a a channel where I would make tributes. I did like birthday videos for our granny several times, cousins, different people, a youth pastor that was leaving our church kind of did like a tribute video for him, and I did Stanley tribute right before I met him in 2015, which was awesome. Rest in peace, Stan. But this channel kind of allowed me to kind of showcase some of the things, interests I like, where video game play or thrifting or showing off my collections, kind of documenting celebrities I've met because it's a lengthy list now. I used to have like a pin board on Pinterest. Don't ever go to Pinterest. I was kind of guilt tripped into a girl who is like my adopted sister. She is my little sister, but she kind of made me get into Pinterest. But anyway, I, I used to have a board with all the celebrities I met, but you couldn't number it, so they were kind of all in there, and I couldn't really see everybody. So now I can just go to my playlist, celebrities I've met, and just kind of go through the journey. That's a cool journey to go back on. But now, 3 years into this channel, we started off very raw. I don't know if I was like a nervousness, because it's just me and you guys out there. I think with the films, you were either behind the camera or you were the actor portraying the role. So there was maybe like a barrier that maybe is not, it's kind of helps you with that, but very shy growing up, so that kind of came across. Didn't really know what I was doing, and maybe I still don't. Comment down below. But I want to know from you, from the audience, and later on at the end of this video, I should have said that already, but when they were doing pickups from Sav, one of the, if not the first kind of supporter of the channel, been here since day one. So we're gonna do pickups from Sav at the end, but I want to know from the viewers out there, number one, when did you start watching videos? Was it year one? Was it year two? was it this year, year 3? So comment what year, and then comment what video you saw that made you want to start watching and continue to watch. Because, I have a variety of videos. I don't, it's not the same thing every day, and maybe a lot of you don't like my video game playthroughs, but I get something in my head and I'm like, that's a cool idea. Sometimes in execution, maybe it's not the best, but I like playing video games. Maybe, this next year I'll still have some video game playthroughs, but maybe in the next coming years that won't be as much of a focal point, but anything I'm interested in, I try and do a video on because I think it would be cool to do. And you gotta have that passion if you want to do a whole video on something. So comment the year you started watching. Comment the video that you first watched, and maybe it wasn't my video. I know a lot of you came over from Adam the Woo's video we did with him when he was in Macon doing all the music stops in Macon. And some of you might have done the We for Free video, which kind of blew up. I was not expecting that, especially, early on in this channel's career. I didn't think I would have like a viral video, whatever that means, but that one took off, so some of you might be from there. Some of you might have come over from Cinema Cygnus's channel. We've done a lot of stuff with him, a lot of hangouts, a lot of thrifting, a lot of Disney trips together. So maybe you were here from day one. If you have been here from day one, comment day one. If not, year where what video maybe someone else brought you over. And then fourthly, comment maybe some ideas you have that you think would be good for the channel. I'm going to continue to thrift. I'm going to continue to do kind of the normal pickups videos, go out and about to Smiley's, to different locations. So movie collecting will always be maybe kind of the center, but then, there's going to be other ones, going to conventions, showing off whole collections of movies or action figures, that type of thing. Then there's going to be maybe history, like biographies, history of movies, movie reviews. I did Connecting the Dots. There's going to be another one to that in the coming months, but that's a cool one to do. More mummy obsession videos. Sav is helping the cause in a big way, so thanks again, Sav. But later on, starting next year, so year 4, we are going to do kind of more like not an update, because all the stuff I will show will be new, but kind of more into the mummy obsession. At some point, maybe I do need to do another update, because we have added probably 50, 60 like variations since the last one I did, maybe 70. So don't start an obsession. It never ends well. Dave found that out with Pops, and I'm finding that out with mummy variations. There's just so many variations of mummy returns. Maybe not as much as Mummy 3, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, maybe not as many, but Mummy Returns, and then you had Scorpion King, so there were collections of that and different things. So we've talked I think a lot about the channel. Happy 3 years. It's been a good 3 years. Learned a lot. Interacted with a lot of people on here. Thanks to everyone who comments. I do read all the comments. I try to respond to all the comments. There's been great suggestions, great encouragement, great fun interacting, and not everybody is from the United States, which is fun. There are a few in Macon, which we did that comic book haul. Kimmy. So there are a few out here in Macon, few at Smiley's that recognize us now. But then we have people from the United Kingdom, Sav. Then there's some people from Sweden and all around the globe. So that's incredible to interact with people from all over the globe. I think that's fun. So now we are going to end the video strong with Sav. He sent 2 packages, and he did tell me they was going to send stuff. So this is fun. I did open it just to make sure that nothing was damaged in there. He does a great job at shipping. We see the Queen there. And so let's just dive right in. We have the S. That one I had to cut into a little. This one might show up better. So that's always fun getting the S from Sav. And these goodies, it's not a shocker. I think we all know these are mummy variations, but it's always fun to see what variations he picked up. And I think some of these he gets pretty reasonable out there in the UK. So we'll start here first with some Mummy 3 goodness, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. And this is Tomb of the Dragon Emperor on Blu-ray. Let's see. So that is great. And I might have, when they re-released in 2017, in kind of anticipation of the Tom Cruise movie, which we don't talk about, but they re-released all 3 films with like a slip and everything. I think I have that version of the Blu-ray, but I don't know if I have any other Blu-ray versions of this film, so that is great. And this is kind of similar to this, but on DVD form, and it does have bonus content, so that's great. And a little insert. I don't know why, but I love the Mummy Variation inserts. So we got those 2. Then this version, I think I have the first release of this, because the artwork and the kind of the description and everything very similar to the first film, which I have, but I don't think I have the second one. I'll have to double check, and no, I do not memorize all these numbers. If that shows up, is it going to show up? Nope. But there's numbers on the spine, which if you're collecting variations is very vital. It shows up a little bit there. It's very vital because you can look at the spine and determine if you have a variation, because some variations look very similar, like for example these two. Obviously you would know this is DVD and Blu-ray, but you know, some DVDs are very similar. So I do have in my collections, which is an app that I do have a video on if you haven't checked that out, where I show how I log my collections and how I keep track of everything. But in that Mummy Obsession section, I have what it is, Mummy Returns, maybe if it has inserts or not, just, you know, some notes on the release, and I'll put the number, because if I'm out in the wild and see something, maybe I don't remember if I have it or not, I can look up type in the title, look up the numbers and see if it matches or not. That way I don't get the same release over and over again. And speaking of, I do have a version of this collection, but not this version. This is what I'm talking about with variations. I have something similar, but I don't, there's like the key release, I think I have that, but I don't think it's this artwork on the front. So this is a cool release, probably my favorite of the group here, because it is just so awesome. Look at that artwork. Then it opens up. Look how cool that is, you guys. Signature from Stephen Summers. Just look at that. That is great. And it has inserts, that being for the first Mummy. Then we flip over here. Look at that great artwork. And we have insert for Mummy Returns. That is great. So they're both 2-disc releases with inserts. Just great. A great release. Happy to have it in the collection. That's great. Thank you, Sav. Thanks, everybody, for making year 3 such a credible journey. Hoping for bigger and better in year 4. And comment down below everything we mentioned. Where you met me, what year it was, who brought you over to the channel, what things do you want me to do videos on in the future. Until next year, everyone, Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year, you filthy animal. Some Home Alone reference there, and keep collecting.